How you doing? DublinCityComics here again for you, and we're going to do another unboxing. Today we're going to try the Neca Superman Vs Muhammed Ali pack. Been waiting on this for a while. As you can see straight away, the box art is really nice. Gives you the rings there, the ropes. And look at Superman on the side, in the red corner. As you see, a nice little touch. And in the blue corner you have Ali. It's a nice little few scenes on the back there. I like the way they actually use the real toys as well, just to give you an idea of what they're like. And this is from Neca Toys in DC. So that'll give you a bit of information there if you want to pause it and have a read. It's all the artists and sculptors and also. Now today we have a nice bit of a bonus for you. We're actually going to give you a comparison and a bit of history. You can see the original comic there, Superman vs Muhammed Ali from DC Comics, and you can see where they got the box art from. Now I'm going to open this up and I'm going to leave you with Bill. He's going to give you a little bit of a history on the comic while I open this up.
How's everybody doing today? So this is a little schooling in the original comic book, 1978, Superman vs Muhammad Ali, written by Neal Adams and co-written, well actually it was Neal Adams that co-wrote it, but it's Denny O'Neil and Neal Adams. Neal Adams on art, Dick Giordano on inking. Many of you probably know Dick Giordano as a feature artist. And lettered by the legendary and late Gaspar Saladino, who only just passed last year, and a good friend of my family. So this is the reprint that came out in 2010, so this is already 7 years old. Just to show you how popular the comic is, it's still sought after. Some of the most beautiful renderings by Neal Adams that you'll see. This is recolored for the time in 2010. And here's the original. So this one, you'll see on the cover here, a lot of background stuff going on. And these are actual people. You'll see here, this is Lucille Ball. You see Batman over here. See the president at the time, Jimmy Carter. And that carries over onto the back. Many more influential and famous people of the time. Martin Luther King. Jerry Garcia, of course, because why wouldn't you have Jerry Garcia on there? And it goes on and on. And if you're stumped as to who some of these people are, there's actually a key on the inside, and the key is numbered and tells you who each person is. It's a cool little extra feature. And this is what's called a Treasury edition comic. You could tell that it's kind of big. So at the time there was Treasury edition comic books that were allowed to stay on newsstands a little longer than your regular size format comics. So that's something cool. You don't see many of these anymore. Hopefully they'll bring it back one day. So about Gaspar, I mentioned to you earlier, he's a friend of the family. This is his little personalized signature. Gaspar, to me, is probably the best letterer in the history of comics. Another example of the lettering that he's done, a more recent example before he passed, was Batman Arkham Asylum, which is considered to be the best comic book lettering in the history of comic books before it went all digital. But that's a little bit about the history of the Superman vs. Muhammad Ali comic book, if you didn't even know it was a comic book. This is where it came from. So I'm going to pass the camera back to Anto here, and he's going to tell you a little bit more about the figures.
There you go. Took a bit of fiddling there to get this out, but the cloth cape was a bit there's a big line of sellotape actually. As you can see straight away, it's a cloth cape on Superman. Really nice figures. So yeah, quick look at him now after that. He's in a bit of a weird pose there now straight away when you take him out. They have Superman has an extra set of hands. They're open. I don't think he'd do much flying in the ring now. Maybe they're giving him a few slaps. I don't know. And an extra set of punching hands there. Throw that out of the way. Now, if anyone has got the Neca Rocky action figures before, you're pretty much looking at something very similar. I think they actually based the Muhammad Ali off of Apollo Creed, which is funny because in the movie Apollo Creed is actually based on Muhammad Ali, so there's a bit of a nice little touch there. Same with any Neca figures, nice posability. You have the shoulder a bit stiff there, it's just out of the box. Well, as you can see, the ball and socket there, shoulder on the hinge and rotating in the middle. And the gloves do actually move around, they're not fixed in one position, so if you want to have them guarded, they do actually move in. Because you need your guard up, especially against Superman. There you are. He has a bit of waist actually in the chest there, movement as well, so you can pose them around. These figures actually, they do actually have a joint on the waist, but because the trunks are so high, it's very hard to get them to turn. But that's why they give you the extra movement in the middle there. The legs, same again. They do have joints in the legs. I know just because I've taken one or two of them apart before. But because the trunks are so tight and they're fitted, they don't move. You wouldn't move a lot. These are actually a bit more restricted than the Muhammad Ali ones. They're a bit more rigid. Some of the old Neca Rocky figures, the trunks are a lot softer. So it does hinder the movement a little bit. You can see there, it's very hard to pull them out, but as I said, if you're going to have them just standing in a fighting pose, you could use the joint and the knee to pose them. As I said, there is a knee joint there, it does swivel and it does bend, and you have wrists like on a swivel there and a bend, and a toe. So that is a bit off-putting now that the leg doesn't, you can't actually open the legs there to put them in a stance. You can use the knee there just to kind of pose them. And we'll have a look at Superman. Nice actually detail on these is the black outline in there, which, as Bill was saying, it refers to the comic. They're trying to make it look more like the comic. So they've just added, if you can see there on the camera, a few tones, black lines all the way through it to make it look like an actual comic book. Yeah, we'll have a look at Superman there. Now, a nice touch on Superman is the actual cloth cape. And they have the yellow S, which you don't see a lot anymore now. I need the new Superman figures, which I kind of miss. It's always either black or red. I always like the yellow on the back of the cape. It's done the same thing with Superman now. They have all the kind of comic book style with the black markings, all to give him the muscle effects on the eyes, the cheek, etc. It is nice that I really like this. The look of these now. They make it look like the comic. You know, it would be nice if you had a copy of the original or a reprint of it, just to have it standing behind it. You know, they've done a good job to getting the likeness good. He actually, just by holding him there, his stomach is actually soft, like a soft rubber in the abdomen there. I don't know if it moves. He does have a little bit of a crunch. And he twists sideways, but this is actually soft here, so there is movement in the centre, so you can crouch him down a bit. Not much, but it's a nice touch on the figure. Same as the other Rocky figures there as well. All the movement in the shoulders. The neck goes up and down a good bit. At the elbows, and the gloves do move a little bit from side to side, you can see there. And they twist. So if you want to do a nice roundhouse. The waist does move a bit, so you can actually hear it's like a rubber on the top, on the abdomen. I'd say just to make it a bit more slick, so you can't see the crunch in the middle. He has his traditional red pants, and again you can see the black lines all the way through the belt, just to make it look like a comic. He has movement, a lot more movement on Superman now. You can see the leg, you can move out. So he does actually have this socket on the Muhammad Ali figure, but because the trunks are on them, it does restrict a bit of the movement, but the Superman it doesn't, because the pants are high. So Superman, you'll be able to get him into a bit more traditional boxing poses. Now the knee, same, the bend and the swivel. The boot actually doesn't swivel, which is a bit of it. It would have been nice if they added that in. You could actually swivel it, but he has got the ankle movement as well. So get him in the fight stance. Try to get it like the comic. The nice figures these, as I said, it's a nice nostalgic piece. As I said, we've been waiting for these for a while, especially Muhammad Ali. They did do a quarter scale Muhammad Ali a couple of years ago, but I haven't actually got that one myself. So it's nice to get a Muhammad Ali figure just to go along with the Rockies, and if you like boxing, try to get him close to the pose. As I said, it would be nice to have the legs a bit more movement. Maybe you can heat it up with a hairdryer. Try softening out the trunks a bit, loosen it up and get them into the pose. As I said before in the videos, if you with this type of plastic, don't be afraid to mess around. You can heat it up, get it to the shape you want, and then put it in a bit of cold water, and that will move it. I might try that out later on myself, because I would like to get them in a bit more of a fighting stance. I see. Try to get them facing off like in the comic. They do stand well though, they're well balanced. So they are nice figures. Now these are available in store in DublinCityComics. They're €60, which is average price for Neca figures. They're usually €30 each, but you're obviously getting the two of them there. And then you have them stand off. I will actually, just before we go, pull they give you a nice interior on the box, which is the ring. So if you really wanted, you could have them standing behind it on your shelf. You get a bit of the ropes there. I don't know why it's in space, but maybe just for the Superman maybe, but there you have it.
This is one of those few NECA packaging that looks really good in the box. You don't even have to take them out.
Yeah, it actually pose really nice in the box. Yeah, you're gonna do the exact same pose you are in the box, so it's one of those you might actually leave on the shelf the way it is. I need to put a little time into it, alright.
And one more time, the summation of Superman vs. Muhammad Ali. It says here, for the first time in over 30 years, epic clash of two American icons. In the red corner, rocketed from the planet Krypton and powered by Earth's yellow sun, it's the Man of Steel, Superman. In the blue corner, raised in Louisville, Kentucky, and powered by a lifelong study of sweet science, it's the greatest himself, Muhammad Ali. The Man of Tomorrow and the Champ are two of the mightiest warriors the Earth has ever known. Now they must face their greatest challenge yet, each other. And spoiler alert, guys, they become friends at the end.
Don't give spoilers. We hate spoilers. Alright, listen, we leave it at that. We won't bore you any longer. We hope it helped you, give you a bit of an idea of what the figures are like out of the box. So, go get one, go play with them, or else.
Bye, guys.